What's going on, y'all? It's Brother D coming at y'all with another video. And I just want to ask y'all something. Why is it that, people come hard at LeBron James for joining the 2010 Miami Heat, right? But at the end of the day, if you sit back and think about it, could Bron really beat the big three in Boston with those characters that he had in Cleveland? That's just the question that I had to ask. All these people do all this talking, right? And I'm guilty as charged for putting them down for making that move. But if he would have never left Cleveland the first time, would they have won a championship? That's just something to think about. Because it was no way in hell he was going to beat Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce with that team he had. So why is it that people kill him for joining the Miami Heat? I don't understand for some reason, and I ain't dissing nobody, but I'm going to just come out and say it anyway. Ticket TV always puts LeBron James for stacking the deck. But didn't Boston do it first? The Lakers did it. They tried to do it with Gary Payton, Karl Malone, Kobe Bryant, and Shaquille O'Neal. Nobody talks about that. Boston did it first. They traded for Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett from Minnesota. And Ray Allen was playing in Seattle. And before that happened, Doc Rivers was about to get fired. They was about ready to fire Doc Rivers. But when they made that move, they won a chip the next season, 2008. But we killed Bron for making this move. But if you really think about it, he had to make a move. They had to come together. Because won't nobody beating Boston. Nobody was going to beat Boston. So Bron had to do what he had to do. So then, if Bron wouldn't have went there and would have never got no rings, y'all be killing them then too, right? People talk about loyalty. Let's talk about loyalty. You want to talk about loyalty? Look at Dame Lillard. He's been loyal to Portland for 9 years. Where has it gotten him? Where has it gotten him? I wait. Karl Malone, John Stockton, they was loyal to Utah. Where did it get them? Sometimes loyalty will screw you if you sit back and think about it. So why are people always killing him for stacking the deck? And there's no way in hell they was going to beat Boston. Bron was going to beat Boston in Cleveland with that mess he had. 37-year-old Shaquille O'Neal, way past his prime. Only guy they had was Mo Williams? They had Candace Parker brother, Anthony Parker. I mean, that team, Antoine Jameson, but he was really a small forward playing power. Ilgauskas had bad feet. That team was going nowhere. Bron carried them for years, right? But we killed him for making that move to go to Miami. He had to. So that's what kills me. I just want to comment on that. Cause Ticket, man, you my dude and everything, but what did LeBron do to you, man? Seriously, what did he do to you that you always coming sideways at Bron, man? And I'm not even no LeBron fan, but he had to make that move. He had to. Because if he would have never made that move, he probably would have never won nothing. And then people be dissing him about that, right? He stacked the deck. But if he would have won, people been still complaining like they doing Lillard. Lillard is loyal, but where is it getting him? Where is it getting him? That team's going nowhere in Portland. They're going nowhere. But if you don't win nothing, they cry about that. But then when you do win something and you go somewhere where you know you can win, it's a problem with that, right? He made the right decision. He made the right decision. He did what he had to do. They swallowed their pride, him, because Bosh was the man in Miami. He swallowed their pride. They said, you know what? We gonna come together. Because if you look at it, they just didn't dominate the league. They had average players around them because they couldn't get nobody else. So all they could get was, veteran minimum contracts? So the first year, they had to learn how to play with each other. And they went up against Dallas and fell short. But they won back-to-back titles and lost against San Antonio. So what do you want them to do? What do you want Bron to do? Ticket? What you want him to do? He had to go somewhere else because that team was going nowhere, man. They gave that man zero help. Zero. He had to go somewhere else. And he had to make that move. He had to. Because they won't go. You take that team, that Cleveland team, going to 2011. They wouldn't have beat Boston, would have been right back in the finals again. Boston would have beat Dallas. So they looking at what? Boston could have been a dynasty if Bron don't make that move to go to Miami. Talk to me, Ticket. But then, if he don't win, you complain about that, right? Y'all people are never satisfied with nothing. Super teams been around for years. Look at the Lakers in the 80s. Telling me that on a super team? Magic, Worthy, Jabbar, Cooper, Scott, Green, Rambis. That on a super team? Look at the Celtics. Ainge. Let's do it. Johnson, Ainge, Bird, McHale, Parrish, Walton coming off the bench. You telling me that ain't stacked? That's not stacking the deck. The 83 Sixers, Mo Cheeks, Andrew Toney, Doc, Bobby Jones, Moses Malone. That ain't stacked. That ain't stacked. But nobody wants to Magic play with Hall of Famers. That 80s team was stacked. And you telling me people have a problem with Miami teaming up when they just had a bunch of role players and 3 really good players? Where's the hypocrisy, man? Yeah, I'm not no heavy Bron fan, but He had to make that move. Because if he didn't make that move, he'd have never won nothing. And then y'all really be crying. Y'all killing me, man. That's it, Brother D. Deuces.